Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Latasha Mack with Mack Crafts, and today I'm going to do a butterfly coaster tutorial. It was requested from subscriber Alexis Spicer E2J, so here we go. Let's get started. I'm going to make today's tutorial as instructive as I can. I'm going to try to include all of my steps just so that you can see exactly what I did to produce these coasters. I'm starting off today by using a piece of tape and cleaning all of my molds. I'm using 4 square coaster molds that have a lip, so I'm making sure to use that piece of tape to clean off all of the debris inside of the crevices, just to make sure that we have a clean coaster when all is said and done. I'm starting off with a warm water bath for my resin. I'm using 2-part epoxy, parts A and B, and I had them in warm water just to warm them up a little bit better and make the resin's consistency a little easier to work with. I also found that it helps reduce micro bubbles. So I'm just combining parts A and B here, stirring slowly and making sure to mix the resin for 3 to 4 minutes so that it's completely combined. If you're wondering about any of the products that I'm using today, I will list them all in the description for you. I did change my mind a couple times of the exact colors that I would use, but I did end up settling on 2 kinds of glitter here. I'm using a large, chunky purple pink glitter, and then I'm also using a fine glitter that is somewhat the same color. I'm going to put them in a mixing cup here and stir to combine them before I add my resin. Now that I've got my glitter mix, I'm going to start pouring my borders here into the lip of the coaster molds. I'm trying to pour slow and even just to make sure that there's not a lot of overspill. Before I pour the clear resin in, I like to spritz each mold with 91% isopropyl alcohol. And then I just slowly pour just enough to cover the tops of the molds here. And then I'm going to use my popsicle stick to spread it out and make sure that we have a clear, even level of resin. Here are the embellishments I'm using for these coasters. I'm using butterfly stickers that I made in a previous video. I used sticker paper and printed them out on my printer, and then I top coated them with UV resin. I'm also using dried flowers and some dried fruit, and moving them around, pressing them down, making sure there's no air bubbles trapped underneath. None of the butterflies are exactly the same. I did not do this on purpose, but I thought it added to the flair just to have something a little bit different in each coaster. And if you can see here with my flower placements, I have 2 of each kind of flower so that 2 coasters will match. I noticed that some of my butterflies were curved from the UV resin. They were not completely flat. So I decided to mix a little bit of clear resin to pour over those stickers and the rest of the embellishments. I just want to make sure that they are completely covered and clear so that when I pour my background layer, there's no bleed through and they don't ruin my stickers and they don't ruin the effect of the flowers that you see. Here you can see me with just a little bit more of that chunky and fine glitter mix. I mixed it with just a little bit of resin, probably 15 to 20 milliliters, and I'm using a small silicone mixing cup here it has an angled tip, and so I'm using it to pour just little dollops into each coaster. Then I'm going to use my silicone tool to drag the resin around in each coaster mold until I'm satisfied with the design. For my background color, I've chosen a chameleon color shifting mica powder. I'm going to mix it and pour it into each mold, but I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top because I'm going to add another color onto the back. And now for my final layer, I'm going to mix black mica powder with resin and add it to my molds. This is for the background color, and it makes the chameleon mica powder really pop. I'm going to pour it into all of my molds and fill it to the top. I'm using my silicone tool here around the edges of each mold just to help break up any bubbles that might form along the edges of the coasters. Okay guys, that's it for the instructional part of this video. It is now time for me to demold these coasters now that they've cured.
I see you watching me when we're with our friends. It's definitely something in the air, so let's take it from there, 'cause I know you want it. Afraid to let it show, and I know you need it. Why don't we let it grow, grow, grow? I think it's time